Alright people, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, a very special good evening as usual to one and all. Myself Shabnam from the code Ark, and we wish you a warm welcome again at day 32 of our full stack web development series. Would be grateful to you if you could give us a go ahead for visibility, audibility, all clear, right? Alright people, girls and boys, ladies and Okay, fine. Shall be waiting for your message here. Take it. The day yesterday, unfortunately, we faced some technical issues and we could not continue with the class. So let's talk about the same class today. Alright. First of all, this is going to be the final class on BootStrap, considering we have covered up a lot of BootStrap classes. Is that okay? Number one. Number two, but that doesn't mean we will never use BootStrap ever ahead in the course. We will keep introducing more classes of BootStrap as and when required, like the form class or maybe the input class and so on. All clear. Okay, fine. So here we go. Without wasting a time, let me not give you the recap of day 31 because we have already given it yesterday. Like your popover or tooltip and all. So let us give it a start. Fine. Okay, here we go. So this is our Visual Studio Code. Never mind. Here we go. Okay. Take it. I don't want all these programs, but I definitely want these links, correct? We definitely want these links. So I keep them copied and I open a new file. So let me say day 32 final BootStrap .html. Alright, take it and fine. Taking the default code, pasting those link tabs and all, saving it, and just I keep it to open in the live browser behind. Okay, fine. Let me share with you agenda of the day today. So these are all our lecture points to be discussed today, people. Okay, we are talking about spinners. We are talking about badges. This is very interesting. Good evening, everyone. Please, good evening. Welcome to you. This is what is the agenda for the day today. This is the final class of BootStrap. From tomorrow, we will go back to JavaScript again. We are remaining with yet good amount of JavaScript, jQuery and all. Fine. So make sure if you have any doubts with respect to BootStrap, you are clearing it out today itself. Okay. This is the agenda. Right. Progress bar, Carousel. What is Pagination, or also called as breadcrumbs? In fact, you will enjoy learning all these. Okay, so let me start with the first one, or let me say the one which will take a little time, that is a carousel. Okay, so like we have a look in our mobile phones or Instagrams especially, the way it provides you the carousel of images automatically sliding, or we have to click on left and right button to slide. Is that okay? So that's what is a carousel. I think I have my Instagram opened here. If I could do that quick. This is my Instagram, just to show you that. Okay, just to show you that. No. Okay, I could see this, right? So if I could click here, yeah, this is a carousel, am I right? This is a carousel. You look, this is a series of images, am I right? Little buffer coming, but okay now. Alright, see, this is how the carousel looks. Okay, this is my actual Instagram account, and just randomly, by scrolling, I could come up to this. Okay, if all finish sliding to the next, let's go sliding to the previous. So this is how it works. And all these dots or the dashes that you see, these are called as indicators. Isko hum indicators bolte hain. This is I was talking about yesterday also. Like this, even your mobile Android phones and the Apple phones provide us this with this option. So if I suddenly click here, it will make me to jump on that slide. If I click here, it will make me to jump on that particular slide. Is that okay? So that's how the indicators work. Let's see maximum how much we can do that. Okay. Alright, here we go. I think I'm clear now. Navin, you said it is little buffering, but is it fine now? Take it. Alright. So first of all, okay, this is the body part of my page. It's too big. Okay, I read you make use of this tag division. Say class is equals to simple carousel. Okay, carousel. That's it. You want, you can give some ID to your class. Let me say C1. That's for carousel 1. Carousel 1. Okay. Remember, always a carousel by itself never contains the slide. To add, or let me say the content to your carousel, you first have to say let me write in the comment here. Okay, that is people. Here, let me write as a content. This is to contain the slideshow. Okay, that is to present the slideshow. Okay, we have to make use of the class called as class is equals to carousel inner. Are you understanding? This is carousel inner. Right? Consider it this way: carousel is a class. Carousel inner is going to contain the slideshow of the carousel. Got it? Carousel inner is going to start the slideshow, but the slideshow isn't made up of just one slide, boys and girls. समझ रहे आप बात? The slideshow, you check this example. This slideshow is not made up of just one slide, right? So carousel inner is to let me say the initialize the or declare the slideshow, and inside the slideshow, inside the slideshow, okay, we will be having carousel items. Okay, that's called as carousel item. Hoping you are understanding. Clear? Now, as many carousel items that you want in the slideshow. So basically, carousel item is nothing but add. It is to add content to the slides. Okay, that is individual slides. I hope you're getting my point. Okay, so carousel inner, that is to present or start the slideshow. But inside the carousel inner, you will have an individual item which will be the images to present the slides. Okay, fine. Now since they are the images, since they are image, I'm going to use image tag. src is equal to, now actually we should have to work with the images, people. यहाँ पर images से काम करना पड़ता है. Now I'm roughly taking those images which I already have. Download 1, download 2, download 3. Okay, so let me take here as download 1.jpg. Okay, fine. We should actually set the width and height of the image also. So inside the same carousel inner, that is in the same slideshow, let me add one more image as a carousel item. So how to do that? Come. So div class is what? Carousel inner? No. One carousel has only one carousel inner. But inside carousel inner, then can be many items. Right. So I write here carousel item again. Is it okay? Then again image src is equals to download 2.jpg. And I want one more carousel item. That means one more slide in the slideshow. One more slide in the slideshow. As many slides you want to contribute to the slideshow, that many carousel item you will be coding. You understood? So remember my counting. Oh, that's very good, Navin. I would like if you could share to us. That's very good. If others are also reading what Navin has commented to us, we would be glad if you could share to us. Okay, chalo. So class is equals to carousel item again, carousel item again. And in this carousel item, I say image src is equals to download 3.jpg. Is that fine? All of us always make sure you know, suppose you have 3 carousel items, you always indicate which of this should be an active. That means the first one. So I make this as an active. Okay, so active basically starts your slideshow from the active item. You understood? So this item is presently an active item. That means from here it must be start loading or starting to load. Okay. All right, let's see, do we get any output or not? Fine, so here we go. All right, this is how it looks like. Am I right? Fine. Okay, it's showing me only one. Okay, so what I do is look, I set an option here. That is data write is equals to carousel. Okay, what do you mean by data write is equals to carousel? Means automatically start it moving. When the page loads, it should be automatically set to moving. Let's wait and check it happens or not. Okay, correct? Fine. Yeah, of course it is not giving that perfect effect of a carousel or look, I can say. Not effect but the look, because you still have got to code a little more. Okay, so that's carousel. And if you want to give it a proper, you know, like the way Instagram is providing, you see, ये कैसे बराबर provide करता है, आती जाती है. So when I click here, see, it is like moving. It gives you an impression of moving. If I click to previous, it gives me an impression it is going backward. Right? So if you want to give this type of effect, so better come and code here as carousel slide. Okay, not only carousel but slide. So the slide class simply adds, this is a class, people. This class simply adds that CSS effect to the carousel when it is moving. Okay, CSS effect to the carousel, it is moving. Yes, you can use set interval also. Okay, so if I could come here and check. I hope I have saved, right? Yes, I have. Okay, let me check this. What's wrong? Everything is right. Okay, let me set some width and height of the image. Let me see if that matters. So width is equals to, okay, width is equals to, okay, this will be too big, but I'm still trying. Say 100%, and height also is equal to 100%. Okay, so this is something like that. I need to check. Just give me a moment of time. If it takes a lot of time, then I'll use my default code and keep it troubleshooted later. check if it works with that. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me open and run this again. Okay. Okay, fine. I'll check what's the problem here. Meanwhile, fine. I just show you the same thing. I kept it coded here. There is the same code. This is the same code. 1 minute, please. Yeah, this one it is. If you could just ignore this previous part. Again. One, there's some problem at mine. Please, let me check that part again. Okay, so this is something I wanted to show you. I hope you saw it sliding, correct? Look, this way, people. You see the slide effect now. Am I right? This way. That's what I'm asking you. This is the result of slide. Hoping you are understanding. So if you remove the word slide, you won't see the images actually sliding. Look, you won't see the images actually sliding. Instead, they just appear one after another. Correct? Let's wait for a moment. Let's wait. Okay, anyways, fine. I hope you understood that part. Correct? So this all confusion came from the class slide. Like if you could see, it is just moving here and there, or just coming spontaneously one after another, and you want that CSS proper effect to be given, then make sure that you are including slide option in it. Is that okay? Fine. Okay. Anyways, I'm coming back to our code where we left it. Take it. Now suppose this is my carousel. This is my carousel. Day 32. This one. Okay. This is my carousel. Okay. Now I just want to give some previous and the next button to it. Like your Instagram has given to you. Okay. I'm talking about these two types of button, people. See, this one is a previous button and this one is a next button. Now these are default and let me say inbuilt kind of images here. So how can we do that? Let us come to the code part. Okay, let us come to this code part. Okay. Inside the carousel, we simply make use of anchor tag. Anchor opens, anchor closes. Okay, now in between anchor, if I write previous, you see what it shows me here. Okay, that is previous. Am I right? And in between anchor, if I write next, it is going to show me next. Correct? So what do I do here? First of all, class is equals to carousel. Two things you have to use next back to back. Control next and control previous. So it gives a hint to your browser that this link is not any ordinary link. It should be shown on the carousel. Am I right? It must not be shown somewhere here below the carousel or after the particular tag. No, it should be shown on or over the carousel. So this is carousel control previous. That is control button of the previous. And then inside here, if I write previous now. Okay, so at least the previous is not shown here. But you could see the previous is written here. Am I right? That's the reason I told you. Make sure that you take image such a way that this buttons and this links, these are clearly visible. Alright, the clarity is high. And if not, then change the background color of it. Okay, like change the background color if it's something called as dark or some other case. Yes, you can try it with paragraph and all. Okay, so similarly, if I write another tag, so a class is equals to carousel control next. Okay, and anchor closes here. So if I write next, I come here, you will find somewhere next here. Okay, I think it may change too quick. Alright, if it is not visible, I could see. I don't know whether you can see or not. Alright, fine. So what do we do is, let me increase the size of that image. Both the images. Okay, Control C, Control V. Here. Okay, fine. Next is gone somewhere here. Okay, anyways, the color has been collapsed or else you change the background of it. Okay, but what my point of argument here is, what is my point of concern? I don't want to show this kind of previous or this kind of next written here. If you could see, मुझे ऐसे नहीं बताना है. I want to show that in the form of those arrow buttons. Correct? Fine. So what do we do here is, instead of writing previous, right, any of the inline tag like span. Span is an inline tag, means it doesn't start from a new line. It starts from the same line where you stop the previous element. Okay, so let me use class as carousel previous icon. Got it? So these two are connected to each other. If your anchor is using previous control, then make sure you're using previous control with previous control icon. So this way, span ends here. Okay, span ends here, people. Span ends here. Okay, and anchor ends finally. So similarly here also, instead of writing next, I write here span class is equals to carousel next icon. Hoping you understand. Right, carousel control next icon. Yeah, that's what I told you. Will it give icon also, ma'am? Yes, my friend, it is going to give you icon. See, it's going to give you icon now. Okay, if you could see this one, look, this is a, I don't know whether you're able to figure it out or not. This is an icon, look, but it's nothing happening when I click to this icon. Nothing is happening. The reason why, because we have not yet coded for its href, right? Now instead of previous, you could see this previous icon here. Am I right? Instead of previous, you could see the previous icon. Everybody could see this icon at least. The way Instagram provided. This is my Instagram profile of the code arc. You could see it is here, right? Would be glad if you could please acknowledge to us in the chat section. This is how the icon has been provided. Correct? Fine. So that is what is the meaning of it. Carousel next and next icon. Anchor ka class control previous and the previous icon. I hope you got my point. Fine. Now, how to code for this connectivity? Check it out here. Okay. Shortcut. Let me show you first. All right. First of all, hashtag and data slide. Okay. So hashtag and the data slide. What does that mean? I say href is equals to hashtag C1. Now, who is C1? C1 is my carousel. Correct? Carousel. Fine, so that one thing is very clear. If this is clicked, call to carousel whose name is C1, whose ID is C1 here. Right? Do not write only hashtag or do not write some other hyperlink here. No. What to do? Call this, let me say carousel is to be called if this button is clicked. And then where to go, that will be answered by slide to. This is a fixed word, that is previous or next, people. Data slide. Right, PREV if it's a carousel and the current slide is number 2, it will take to number 1. Then href hashtag C1 if it's a carousel and the current slide is 10 and data slide is written as previous, it will take you to number 11. Got it? Fine. So the same thing you're going to write here again. See how I write href href. If I write just hash means you are linking that particular link to the self page. No. But if this particular link is called, you first link it with the Carousel, and then where to go, by the way. So write data slide to next. Alright, so data slide previous and data slide next, these are the two default values or inbuilt values which you can set to data slide option. Right, I would be glad if someone who can make me clear, acknowledge to us whether this part understood or not. You have to be careful while coding this kind of stuff using BootStrap. You have to remember a lot of these BootStrap options, and the best thing is, like, you can always have an access to BootStrap documentation to code as to what and where. Good, fine. So this is how we are working with. Always remember, with class Carousel control previous, you are providing href, means call the particular Carousel, and then previous or next, we don't know what is the current slide. हमको थोड़ी पता what is the current slide. So whoever is the current slide, this will handle taking you to the just previous slide to it. Similarly, whoever is the current slide, data slide next will handle to take you to the immediate next one. Is that okay? Let's see it works or not. Okay. 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 Right. Okay, just a moment. If I could make it somewhat this way. Okay, this would a little annoy you, but just to save our time, I'm doing this. Just to save our time. Okay, I think I'm having a hard time. Oh, okay, good. I could figure it out. This is the previous. I hope you could also. Right. This is because of that image size which is creating an issue. The better is, option. You always have to use some CSS effects there. Okay. Anyways. Come on. Let's do that quick. Okay, all the image sizes I'm setting to 100% so that I could locate those options, people. Hurry up now. Check it out this time. Okay, I'll help you out how to figure out this option once we start with page responsiveness, means how to auto fit on the page of different devices. Okay, so this is previous and this is the next one, correct? So if I click on next, you could see I'm going to the next side. Okay, and if you could click on previous, you'll see we are going to the previous one. I think my images are so complicated. Yeah, again here. Right, so this is previous and this is next. Is that fine, people? Right, code for previous and next understood. This one, guys, look up this one. Right, this is for the next one, this is for the previous one. So if I click to next, okay, here we go. Again, if I click to next, okay, here we go. Again, if I click to next, okay, that means it is starting from the first one. Again, if I click to next and click to next. Alright, fine. Please acknowledge to us in the chat section, is this next and previous controls clear or not? Okay, now from tomorrow we aren't going to talk about in-depth BootStrap as much as we are doing it today. So make sure the stuffs you are understanding. Okay, good, fine. And then you can always add indicators to people. Okay, just to save our time, some temporary code for the indicator I've kept it written. If you could just have a look to it. Just a moment, hold on. Here it is. Okay, so have a look first here. Okay, have a look first here. Fine, so these are my indicators. These are my indicators which I created as an unordered list. All that you have to do is declare that unordered list as of the class indicators. Two things you have to answer here. Data target. Remember data target and data toggle that we had discussed. Target always asks you like what to open. Am I right? So if this list item is been referred, open hashtag demo. Demo is the name of my carousel here. we are going to write hashtag C1 because C1 is our carousel name, right? And slide to 0. So if you have 3 slides, people, in the slideshow, if you have 3 slides, the slide numbers always start from 0. Like in array and strings, indexing started from 0, correct? The way in our arrays or in our string, the indexing started from 0. Similarly, even the slide numbers start from 0. So exactly this is what we want to say. Like if somebody clicks on the first indicator, go to the slide number 0. If somebody clicks on the second indicator, go to slide number 1. If somebody clicks on the third indicator, because the first, second, third indicators are all the list item, guys, correct? We are creating these indicators as a list item. Am I right? So what to do if someone clicks on this list item? First of all, call the carousel and go to its slide number 3. If somebody clicks on this list item, call the carousel and go to its slide number 4 or 5, this way. Correct? So let's see if you understand this part here. Data target and data slide 2. Where we were here. Okay. So just after we have created our carousel here, this is my carousel. Okay. I say div class is equals to carousel indicators. Okay, and the div ends. Okay, right. All right. Instead of div, let me take this time an unordered list. Can I? People, instead of div, we are taking here as an unordered list. Never mind, you can use div as well, but unordered list will actually give it a better effect. So now what to do? Instead this, start creating the list items. This is my first list item. Is it right? List item number 1. I just write data target here. That means which one to open. Data target. Please call C1. Who is C1? C1 is my carousel. And if someone clicks on this list item, so data slide 2. Okay, 0. Hoping you are understanding. You don't have to write anything here because that will automatically create a dot. Similarly, another list item, data target should be hashtag C1, means call the carousel if this particular list item is referred to, and then data slide 2, slide number 1. People, slide number 1 is actually the second slide. Slide number 0 is actually the first slide. Correct? Fine. Likewise, li data target hashtag C1. That means when this particular list item is visited, if this list item is visited, people, then better go to call carousel whose ID is C1 and उस carousel का slide 2 number 2. Hoping you are understanding. So this is how we actually code for indicators. Let's see whether it is getting created and working also or not. So this is our page. I think there are a lot of pages open, so let me close some of them since we are getting confused. Okay, and I directly open our code. Okay, here we go. Fine. So this is how carousels looks like. Good. I hope you could see this. Of course, you can try many more things, like instead of dashes, you can try dots. Instead of dots, you can try some colorful dashes. You can make some dash disabled. You can make some dash enabled. Right, so this is how we add to indicators. See, I click the second indicator now. If I click to the third indicator, again if I could click to the first indicator. So these are actually coded using the list items, right? ये सब list items है people. ये सब अपनी list item थी. And when you click to this list item, you are taken to that particular slide number. I would be glad if someone could acknowledge to me in the chat section, is that indicators understood? This is exactly how you find your indicators here. Okay, these are all the indicators and this is how exactly you find it here. All of us, okay, give us a set ahead to go please. We first of all learn how to create a carousel. My images are that way. You please set the proper size of the image, width and height of the image. Work under your comfort zone for the width and height. Hoping you are understanding, right? So these are indicators. Tell me overall, in short, how did we code all these? We started with this day 2 final bootstrap, and this is an actual entire code of Carousel, right? First of all, we describe the class Carousel, right? Inside Carousel, we have Carousel inner, which is to present the slideshow, and the Carousel inner has many slides which are called as Carousel item. Indicator understood. Thank you. Indicator understood, and I hope Carousel items are also understood. Right? One Carousel inner can have number of Carousel items. Am I right? Acha. So these are the different things you can do with the Carousel. Make sure that you're always adding navigation to the Carousel using this kind of images. All of us, is that clear? Take it. Waiting for other people also to respond to us in the chat section. I go ahead from here. यहाँ से हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. If this was Carousel, let us try to understand some very simple concept but very helpful. First of all, let's start with badges. Badges. See, one thing I could show you here. Can you see my taskbar? You see this notification says 1 unread. Look at this number 1. Okay, it's gone because I saw. It is gone. It's no more here because I saw. Right? So ideally this is what happens. You know, if suppose I take my mobile phone and I could see here, it shows me there is some unread messages, correct? How many number of unread? Shows 8, and the YouTube also shows me that there is one unread notification, correct? People, there is one unread notification. So in case if I open this kind of other way, okay, so it says even your WhatsApp has some 14 number of unread messages, correct? And this way there are so many other apps comes with their own numbers, right? So these are called as badges, people. ये हम badges से code करते हैं, right? How to show that these many number are unread mails in the mailbox, and also that is what this effect is given using badges, right? So badges are used to add additional information to any content, a special or a distinctive mark. You understood? A special or distinctive mark. You know, sometimes the cart is empty. Add to cart. You go to Amazon. Your cart is empty. It shows you a different mark. And if your cart is filled, it shows you a different mark. So that is again achieved using badges. Right? Some additional point that I have written here. They are mainly used for the purpose of highlighting or more emphasizing on the new or unread items in the list. You got my point? Badges का अक्सर काम यही होता है to highlight some new or some unread items in a list or on a web page or in your mobile phone apps and so on. Right? For example, a website that is associated to some number of notifications. The way I showed you the notification. Even if you have any website that comes with a notification, that will also show you in the same way. Correct? Fine. So let's see how to create this kind of badges. How to create. The class is again a badge. I'll show you 2-3 ways you can create a badge. Let's start with the simplest of all. Okay. Let me see in the chat section. People are understanding or not. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Well, here we go. Okay. So let me take this one as before the Carousel. I'm taking badge here, whereas order is not important. So let me write this in a heading 2 tag. Okay, or let me take it heading 1. I say hello. Okay, or let me give a message here, inbox. H1 ends. Okay, come here, check the output. Okay, so it shows hello, inbox. Good, fine. Now here again I take a span and I give class is equals to badge, people, badge. Okay, you could see class is badge, and I write here say number 8 means total 800 messages. Okay, you could see a slight difference in the font here. So this is how it looks like. Fine. Okay, if I write something like this, badge info. Okay, so this is how it is showing. That means we're giving some other effect, correct? These are called as contextual classes. All these we have studied right on the first day of our bootstrap, people. Right on the first of the bootstrap, class, secondary, primary, info. I told you to remember them together. secondary, primary info, then success, danger, and something warning, right? So if I say like this, danger. Okay, so here it is, right? So this is how kind of badge you can create. Okay, so and if you don't want to create like this, there is one more option. You can give some pill effects. Okay, badge and badge pill. Check what this class badge pill does. What this class badge pill does. Badge pill. Okay, and it simply shows you this kind of pill. That means some rounded corners, correct? It shows you, it comes with some rounded corners. You can even put it as a button. You can even put it as a button like this. Let me take another one here. So this is button class is equals to, say, btn primary. Let me take, okay, btn primary. The button closes, correct? People, button closes, and inside the button, okay, this is the text on the button, say messages, and here I write span class is equals to badge. Let's write only badge first and then give it some other effect. Span closes. Let's see how it looks. So that means it has come inside the button, right? It's showing you the effect as if it has come inside the button. I hope people can see after messages how they have written 8 here. Correct? Please acknowledge to us in the chat section. जैसा आपको WhatsApp बताता है या Instagram बताता है that many number of unread messages. Correct? Fine. Okay. You want to give some other effects like badge light, or badge dark. So this way. Correct? And if I use badge dark, okay, something like this. I think this is looking pretty cool. Okay, you want to give some effect to the button also, not border. It should be button primary. Is that correct? Some kind of effects like this. Okay, make sure that you're putting using this kind of a huge number of codes when you're actually making some good website. Is that right? Fine. How many items are there in the cart, people? How many items are there in the cart? So this is how, instead of just writing it as a simple text, we can show it always as a badge item. Correct? People, just please acknowledge in the chat section, is the concept of badge clear, everyone? Please try badges in different ways, but ये concept clear हुआ आपका badge कैसे बनता है? What are badges first of all, and how to create them? Please, Harshit, Rajiguru, Shreyas, Navin, Rakesh, and other of my friends who are here. Concept of badge understood? The different ways you can create badge, is it clear? Sure? Okay, let me go ahead then. Okay, let me go ahead. If this was the concept of badge, let me show you something called as a spinners. Spinners and progress bar somewhat does the same thing, but in a different way. Okay, spinner is like, you know what, the page is opening, and I don't want to keep you waiting, and I want to show you some like attractive message on the screen or some image on the screen. So that is what is spinner. It can be used to show the loading state in your project. Okay, it can be simply used to show some loading state in your project. So let me see how to do that. Okay, let me code it directly inside the body. This is our today's program, final. Okay, and I simply take class as spinner. Okay, so let me put it here. Division class is equals to spinner. Okay, spinner or spinner border, that's okay. And let's run it here. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Got it? Fine, clear. So this is a kind of spinner, but the situation wherein you have to use a spinner, that varies. Like, your project content, like it is like something credit debit transaction going on. Somebody has purchased some product from the website and you are processing the payment. Am I right? You're processing the payment. So unless we receive the notification from the payment server, you understand, payment gateway like Razorpay, PayPal, GPay. Okay, because the bank is processing. I think this happens in your GPay and all also, right? The moment you go to your GPay, you try to do some transaction and this kind of spinner comes in front of you. And when will it stop? The moment you get a notification that the transaction is successful, we will make this spinner to disappear. Is that okay? Fine. So how to make it appear, disappear, when to make it disappear, that's altogether a different question. This is a simple code, like how can you actually use the spinner? How can you produce the spinner on the page, right? First, fine. Take some another example also. Look, I have shown you here some growing spinner. So instead of spinner border, please make use of spinner grow. Okay, so spinner border. Let me show you another one. Pasting the same thing, but instead of spinner border, we are using the class spinner grow. Is that fine? Spinner grow. Right. Okay, so this is how the spinner in the growing size, you could see that. Correct. Sundar and Harshit, thank you so much. Okay, so different types of spinner, you want to use the one which you like. Clear? Fine. Okay, sometimes we end up using the progress bar, people. Progress bar. So you know what, if you have started some course online and it has total 12 chapters, only after you complete all the 12 chapters, it will show you the progression report and give you some certificate. But how will I come to know whether you have completed the 12 chapters or not? After you mark each of them complete. Chapter number 1 पढ़ लिया आपने, video देख लिया and you mark it as complete, the progress bar moves by 10% more. Chapter number 2 पढ़ लिया, mark it as complete, the progress bar moves by another 10% more. Again chapter number 3, the progress bar moves by 10% more. Is that okay? So this is how you are actually monitoring the progress of a particular student on the website or the curriculum page. This was one example of using or why to use progress bar in the website. There could be 100 other examples that you can come up with. Okay, so let's see how to do that. First of all, you just have to define it as div class is equals to progress, and inside the progress you can say is equals to progress bar. Okay, now when you're writing progress bar, see how does it actually look. It doesn't show you anything here, or in fact it has shown me, but it is disabled and it has not even started also. Okay, I could see that it is 0%, right? The progress bar has now moved on to 0%. So what can we do here is just write style is equals to people with colon say 70 with 70. Okay, I missed on you. What happened? Still not showing? Okay, I got it. This was 70%. Okay, so you check the progress bar here is 70%. Correct? Fine. So if you control the width of the progress bar to 40, so that means it shows the width of the progress bar is 40%. And if I write just 10, that means the width of your progress bar is now 10%. Right? So if I write 90 lastly, so width of the progress bar is 90%. Right? So depending upon how many modules you have marked completed or how many times or which one button has been clicked, right? We keep on progressing the progress bar. So this progress bar is an actual effect of your BootStrap. Okay, please keep acknowledging to us that if you're understanding on it. Correct? Fine. Similarly, you can use different effects of the progress bar, like progress bar animated or progress bar strip. Check strip first. Progress bar strip. This way. First write progress bar and then progress bar strip. So you could see this type of progress bar. A little strip, zebra print. Light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue. And if you write it as progress bar but the style of progress bar is progress bar animated. Progress bar animated. Okay. Fine. I think I need to change the browser. It just shows the animation that, you know, it's just slightly kind of moving. Hoping you understand. Yes, it isn't showing you here. Maybe if I could run back into Google Chrome, it might show the effect. Okay, but at least strip was working for us. Right. So this is how we actually design the progress bars. And of course, I use width. You can use even height of the progress bar. Right. So this was width. Then if you talk about the height, HEI, this one height. Correct. So let me say 50%. Height as 50%. You could see the progress bar has little shrinked in size. But if you say height as 150%, okay, so it has become a little fatter in size. Correct? So both width and the height of the progress bar that you want, you can manage. I hope you got my point here. Is that okay? Fine. So coming back here, this is all what we have seen for the class today. We saw spinners. We saw badges, we saw progress bar. In fact, we started with carousel. Now comes to another important point, and that is pagination, people. Pagination, which is also called as a breadcrumbs. Okay, now what happens is, you know, pagination hum tab use karte hain, like if your website consists of too many pages. Say there are total 20 pages in my website. All of us, there are total 20 pages in my website. So for example, if I search something on Google, let me open Google from here. Okay, let me say again Diwali 2023, and because there are so many results based on Diwali 2023, in the end I might find more result, or I might find pagination. Okay, pagination means what? Result on page 1, result on page 2, and so on so forth. Correct? Okay, it isn't showing me it. Okay, fine, never mind. It is automatically extending. Fine, so if you could see something like this, say, what should I write? Let me say coding. Okay, want to serve something about coding. If you could go down. Okay, fine. Google is automatically keeping me extended, right? It isn't showing me anything. Fine. If I could go to coding on Wikipedia, let me show you if it shows you pagination that way. No. Fine. Okay, never mind. But it has given me some kind of this type of links. Okay, you could see this is a kind of breadcrumbs, right? Separated by slash, but a sort of pagination effect totally. ये भी एक तरह का pagination effect ही होता है. Alright, fine. So let me show you how this pagination first of all looks like. You just have to code for people pagination. Okay, this is my pagination. You just have to define an unordered list or an ordered list, your choice. Give it a class pagination and simply use li with class page item, because every pagination has a page item. Okay, fine. Let us quickly write here and see whether it works or not. Okay. Have a look please. This is very interesting. Always make sure that you're creating pagination in the end, because end में pagination अच्छा लगता है. Okay, so ul class is equals to pagination. Okay, say li class is equals to page item. Okay, I write 1 and li closes. Okay, likewise I just copy this code, paste 2 and 3. Check how it looks. You could see this is how page 1, 2, 3 has created. Am I right? 1, 2, 3, this is how it has created, but it should give me some effect of it. So let me make them first of all links. इनको एक link के form में बना देते हैं. So this is a link, because I can click to this 1. Am I right? There is nothing happening if I click on 1, I click on 2 and click on 3. So let this pagination items be the links. Am I right? So how to do that? We just write a, say href is equals to self, and anchor closes. So similarly a href is equals to link to self. Okay, and anchor closes. Help, boys and girls, help. A href is equals to hash in self link and anchor closes. So if you could see now, boys and girls, see, these are actually looking like links now, correct? So if I click 1, okay, if I click 2, and if I click 3, and if you want to give it a little more real effect, आपको इसको थोड़ा सा real effect और देना है, तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं? Right? Say give some class, bootstrap class to anchor also. Class is equals to page link. Please, last 2-3 minutes, hurry up. Page link. So if you give it as a page link, you see how 1 looks like and how 2-3 looks like, correct? देखो 1 कैसे दिखता है और 2-3 looks like ordinary links, but 1 look like a pagination link. Right? So similarly, if I give that class to other links also, class is equals to people page link. Check. I think it is looking a bit decent now. Page link 1, page link 2. And similarly, if I give here also, class is equals to page link. Okay, page link. Right? So somehow it looks cool. Right? Another better habit is what, always let the first link be called as a previous. Okay, instead of writing here 1, we call it as previous. Check it out. Okay, so this is previous, and the last link, maybe you want to call it as end or last or final, something like that. I leave it up to you. Are you understanding? All of us. So this is previous, or maybe next, or something like that which you want to give. So this is slowly, steadily how did we code for pagination, people. Acha, some people even instead of writing pagination, they give you effects in terms of breadcrumbs, like I showed you here on Wikipedia. देखो ये सब breadcrumbs है. These are all breadcrumbs. They have given all this information as a breadcrumbs. Right? How can you do that? How can you achieve it? Everything is same with little minor difference like this. Say UL class is equals to breadcrumb. Okay. Like what actually breadcrumbs do? It is used for binding everything. If you have seen your parent, your mother, your siblings, or whoever you are, whoever works in your kitchen, like if you are using breadcrumbs in something, as an ingredient, so it is actually to bind other ingredients, correct? बाकी लोगों को bind करने के लिए. तो breadcrumb का मतलब भी यहाँ पर वही होता है, that you are binding all other pages here. You are binding all other pages here. Again, use li. Class is equals to not page link but bread link. Understood? Not page item but breadcrumb item. Understood? And then anchor I provide as it is a href hashtag anchor ends say 1. Okay, again 2, again 3. So let's see how it shows this time. I hope you're getting my point now. Okay, so this is the fashion in which we show by ये तो breadcrumbs type है. There are many other ways also we can give another options for breadcrumbs. Some links we can keep disabled. Some links we can keep enabled. You can even do that. Right, so this is the difference between what is pagination and what is a breadcrumbs. Alright, would be glad if people could acknowledge, guys. Is that clear? Are you understanding what is pagination or what is a breadcrumbs? Others, please acknowledge to us in the chat section, and I could simply put together what we have done today. Right, so this is what all we did. We created a spinner. We created a badge to give an additional information. We created a progress bar, a sort of spinner only, but with a little difference that it can keep moving, yes, with percentage. Then Carousel has slideshow, Carousel has forward and next button, Carousel has an indicator. Clear, ma'am. Thank you. And finally, pagination as well as the breadcrumbs, right? All these features makes your website attractive, appealing. It makes the visit count of the customers more and more. Am I right? All of us are fine. Actually, I intended to use a small thing more in front of you before I could wind off today. And if you don't mind and give me another 1 minute, that is toast. People toast. Now the only difference between toast and popover, tooltip is that people remember popover and tooltips, right? Popover, tooltips. Toast में सिर्फ ये होता है that if you click on some button, that information which is a toast remains only for a couple of seconds. Good. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Fine. People, I'm talking about the difference between even the toast does the same thing what your popover does, what your let me say, who's that tooltip does. Okay, so toast, difference between tooltip or popover and toast. The only thing is that the content which is displayed by toast, it lasts for only a couple of seconds. That means for some time. Alright, that is only a couple of seconds. I hope you're understanding my point. Okay, so what I do is first of all I create one button here. Let me create one button here before the breadcrumbs and all. Okay, I say button. Say some good button here. btn primary or secondary. Fine, never mind. Okay, ID of this button is b1. Okay, what's written here is click me and button closes. Sorry for that. Okay, the button closes. Check whether the button is created or not. Yes, the button is here. See, the button click me is here, but nothing is happening here. Okay, now to save our time, I've kept this minimum code of the toast already written. Okay, if you could just see please. So the main class is toast here. The way your popover contains header, footer, even the toast contains some header, and the toast contains some body, and the toast contains some footer. So let's see that. Okay, so this is my division class. Class is equals to toast. Okay, so in between that we say division class is equals to toast header. People toast header, and as a header I want to say simple message. Okay, this is toast. Okay, and div class is equals to toast body. Understood? That's it. Header and body. We don't have any footer here. You could see only three options available: tail, toast body, toast header. Right. So toast body. Okay, whatever is the message that you want to write in the body. All right, something like this. Say, welcome to the final class on BootStrap. Okay, something like this. Fine. So if I could save this and come back here, people, but how? Where is the toast? You can't see anywhere here. Am I right? The toast can't be seen because toast appears only when you click on some button, right? हम ये बटन पे क्लिक करेंगे तो किसी बटन पे या लिंक पे क्लिक करने से टोस्ट आता है. Right, so what we have to do is we have to write some JavaScript code and connect this button and the toast together. Okay, so once again I'm going to write a jQuery. People, once again I'm going to write a jQuery code here, as this task is done by the jQuery. So let me use the script tag. Script opens, script closes. Okay, script opens and script closes. In between, yesterday I had told you this is the short form of writing get element by ID, right? So when the document is ready, people, when the document is ready, this ready function, it accepts an argument which is a function. So let me say this is my function. It's an anonymous function. It's an anonymous function. All that I want to do is, if you could see, what is the name of ID of our button? B1, right? You see what this function is doing. Okay. Inside this function, we are creating another function, that is hashtag B1. It means short form of writing get element by ID B1. And if somebody clicks on this button B1, activate the show method or show function. Don't break your head if you can't understand this code. It is okay. It is okay. Very soon, maybe day after tomorrow or on Friday, we are going to learn jQuery. We have 1 hour special class only for jQuery. Therein all these questions and doubts of yours will keep becoming clear. Alright, as of now, understand, when the document is loaded and ready, and in the document if someone clicks on the button B1, the toast should be activated on it. Got it? The toast should be activated on it. So this is the part of the code that I want. Okay, that's what I've written. Hashtag B1. And because my button is B1 here. Friends, my button is B1 here. Is that okay? Once again, I would like to say you keep my words. If you aren't understanding this particular JavaScript code, never mind. Because we have not yet done jQuery. Is that okay? So very fine. It's okay. The moment we do jQuery, you will automatically understand why hashtag, why dollar, what is this function, and so on. Okay, so if I could come back here and I could click this. Okay, you see, I click this. Okay, so it shows me this is toast, but even without I could read the other part, it quickly goes off. So this is a kind of alert message, people. This is a type of alert message that comes, but it remains only for a very short time, right? बहुत थोड़े से टाइम के लिए रहता है और चला जाता है. Unlike tooltip, you remember pop over. Pop over, the message doesn't go unless you click to that link again. Is that fine? All of us here, please acknowledge to us in the chat section. Is everything spoken about understood or not? All that we spoke about, was that clearly understood or not? Alright, fine. So this is all the content that we have learned today. People, this is what all we did today. We started from Carousel. We talked about how to create Carousel. Okay, we talked about how to create a Carousel. Okay, how to add images as a slide to the Carousel. You can do many more things with Carousel. Please refer to the official BootStrap website. On each slide, you can also add or write some captions of the slide. How to add images as a slide to the Carousel. Okay, and then how to add the next and previous buttons to the Carousel. Previous images or icons, correct? Icons on the Carousel, and in fact how to handle them also. Alright, and as well as how to add the indicators on the Carousel. Is that fine? Okay, after that we learn how to create badges. Badges are like giving you an additional or extra information. Right, so this is how our badge look like. Messages and 8. Is that okay? So 8 was a badge here. Then how to create the spinner, how to create the progress bar, pagination, breadcrumbs, and in the end we talked about toast. I would be glad if by tomorrow you could keep all these things practiced. Please practice करिए. आप खुद एक बार कोड करिए. Only attending this 1.5 hour classes is not enough, people, unless you clearly practice them. Alright, although I am ending the BootStrap here, but there are many more things about the BootStrap to talk about. So, but those things, this is the majority of them. Like more than 80% of the components we have discussed in fact classes. Remaining what is left, in fact you can give a trial on your own as well. Okay, reach us out if you are not able to understand any inbuilt class here. Okay, see you back tomorrow. Once again, from tomorrow we go back to JavaScript. The hard concepts, the good concepts, so advanced JavaScript, let me say, not hard, but the advanced JavaScripts will be resuming from tomorrow. Make sure that you are present here, all of us. Alright, and please do not forget to like our videos if you are indeed benefiting out of it. Please recommend to connect to our channel to your other friends also who wish to learn things. Okay, Goodbye. Take care. Done for the day.